Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this quick guide showing you how you can complete the time trials between July 8th and July 14th. Starting off with the RC time trial, as always you're going to need the RCB for this one in order to be able to do it, so if you find it worth $1.5 million to earn yourself $100,000 pretty easy every single week, then by all means feel free to consider it. For the time trial itself, not too difficult, though there are a few things you want to keep in mind. With the sharp corners you have to take in this one, you don't want to take them too fast. When you do take a corner, let go of acceleration, and when you can see you can go in a straight line again, then go for it and start hitting the gas yet again. The checkpoints in this one are quite generous, so for example in the section where you have to get across the bathrooms, you don't actually have to go in it, you can just simply be on the side of the wall and the checkpoint will still be hit, making your life a whole lot easier. In terms of other things, when you're going on the beach side or you're going over the first section with the large bumps, by all means definitely don't go too fast. If you do so, your RCPD will start doing more spins in the ballerina, which obviously is something you want to avoid because that is going to be a huge time loss. Once you're out of the beach section, it's essentially a home stretch and it's pretty easy from that point onwards because the road itself will be a lot smoother. All you have to worry about is a sudden car driving into a parking lot, and that's pretty much it. You have enough time spare. Personally, I did it with like almost 30 seconds to spare, so it's not too difficult to do. The regular time trial though is a little bit more on the difficult side. It's up Chilliad, which is a little bit of a challenge. Possible with a fully upgraded Batty 801, though I would argue that using a Shotoro here is going to be your better option. Primarily because you can gain additional speed by leaning forward rather than always having to do wheelies. Your best way to go about up Chilliad on the Batty 801 though is by continuously doing as a waving motion and having wheelies constantly going on. Just small wheelies up the hill, just a little bit, then back down again, essentially that kind of motion where you're going up and down with your front wheel, so you keep your traction while going up the mountain and don't lose all your acceleration, but still get those slight but very important boost when you go up there. Other than that, it really kind of comes down to how you land your bike at certain sections in this one too, and just try to make your way up the mountain as quick as you can. As long as you're still on the bike, you can of course respawn if you feel that's not going too well. You don't have an awful lot of time with this one. I'd say you have about at most 5 seconds to spare, but this is on PC, the frame rates are higher, and generally the time trials will be a little easier because of that higher frame rate. If you are feeling that you're doing it correctly but still not getting the time, by all means feel free to try and do this in an invite only session. GTA Online is broken in such a way that your FPS, thus your speed, is tied to how many players are in your lobby, thus meaning that the less players in your session, the more FPS you have and the faster you will go. This mostly applies to those that are still on the older generation of consoles, like the base PS4 and Xbox One. As I've been rambling on, you can also see the time trial with the Shotoro. Arguably a whole lot easier to do, much more control, much more acceleration, and generally more room for errors. Honestly, you can tell I just did a quick run, not perfect at all, like literally the route could have been much better, but I still had about 4 seconds to spare. So by all means, if you have a Shotoro, definitely try and use it. It's definitely not worth the 2 million plus investment if you're not planning on using it for anything but this time trial. So consider it or not, up to you. Regardless, with all that said and all that done, that was it for this one. Thank you so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and if you really like what you see on the channel, consider becoming a member, like Chloe, Robert, Fire, Captain Price, Shakulu, and Dr. Strangelove. Join them and all the other fellow members by clicking the join button down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all later.